Now join us on the Inland Sports Show. He is the head women's basketball coach at California Baptist University. And he's always a friend of the show, always makes time for us, and we couldn't be more happy to have Jarrod Olson checking in on the program. And Coach, I wanted to bring you on because I've been liking all of the CBU posts online because you guys are out there outside putting in the work right now at CBU. So you're doing like these workouts, these practices, but outdoors. How are those going for you?
It's been a little interesting. Riverside's weather sometimes doesn't cooperate very good with an outdoor workout, but, we've done quite a bit of stuff out on the outdoor basketball court as well as, the sand volleyball court. We got a little stretch of cement. We've kind of like done some weight stuff on where we've kind of brought some equipment outside, but we're just trying to do our best to kind of like follow the guidelines and keep us as safe, keep the athletes as safe as possible, because that's the number one goal we have is just to keep the girls safe. But at the same time, I feel like we're taking good measures and being appropriate with what we're doing as far as the workouts go.
So maybe it's not necessarily ideal, but just to have the team together doing workouts, how fun has it been just to have your team back together and doing something as a team?
Yeah, it's been great. CBU is the kind of place where you take a problem and you look for solutions instead of so we're trying to figure out how to make this work instead of how to make it not work. And we're testing the girls pretty regularly. We've been doing a lot of education on like what it would take to be safe. But honestly, like it has been a blast just having them there, and you can see it every day with the work ethic the girls have and just the attitudes. Just a real thankfulness that they're able to participate, because I think everybody feels the same way all across society. It's like everybody's had something kind of taken away from them, and when you get a little piece of that back, you're just really thankful and appreciative of what that means, and we're very thankful to CBU for giving us that opportunity.
I'm sure it's hot out there, but do you find yourself just really soaking in the moment and enjoying it?
Yes, soaking is there's a lot of sweat that's happening. And I throw a lot of sunscreen on every day. You can tell I'm kind of pale. I'm bald, so I got a hat on. We're sunscreening it up, and we're just making the best of it. And like I said, we're pretty thankful. It kind of toughens us up a little bit. It's, lots of times I think we take for granted the great facilities we have at CBU, and when those are taken away, we're just going to make the most of it. And I think we've done a good job with that.
So, Coach, you mentioned the outdoor basketball court, the sand volleyball court. What does an outdoor workout for CBU women's basketball look like right now? What are some of the things that you can do?
It looks a lot like you're walking past a CrossFit workout sometimes. There's just a lot of randomness. Michael Robinson is our strength and conditioning coach, and he's been getting really creative with things. Yesterday they were doing the team was divided up into two, and they all had it was a large med ball. It was heavy, and they were holding it above their head, and they were racing, like a little kid's relay race with it, and in the sand, and you could just see sand like kicking up and stuff like that. It was pretty intense, so they're really working, and Michael's done a great job of being creative and keeping it fresh, and every day. You don't know what you're gonna walk into, but every day they walk out and they are tired, and I think they're getting better for it.
Now, Coach, also I wanted to ask you, with these outdoor workouts, you've got international players from all over the place. Was everyone able to get back to Riverside and California Baptist about the same time? Were there players still kind of trickling in because of maybe travel restrictions?
Yeah. So today was the first day we had everybody there. And we have kids from Australia, Spain, and it's a pretty diverse group. And so, there were some kids that took a little longer to get here, and some of the visa hurdles they had to jump over were pretty intense, but they were able to, assistant coaches were doing a good job helping them. Our international admissions department at CBU were helping, pretty instrumental in that too. And I think that the girls themselves had to do, really stay on top of stuff, and they were determined to get here because they wanted to be here. And, we gave everybody the option, like they didn't have to come, if they didn't want to. You can opt out, of the year if you want to stay home, if you don't feel it's safe, and they all opted in, and they're all happy to be there. And today was the first day they were all here. And so we were pretty happy that we had a full squad.
And that's awesome. They all opted in. They all want to play basketball. They all want to be at CBU. They all want to see the season happen. Which finally, Coach, my last question for you is, we saw the Western Athletic Conference cancel, hopefully just postpone the fall sports, but they didn't rule out basketball potentially starting on time. Are you trying to stay optimistic maybe that we'll have basketball games in November?
I'm much more optimistic now than I was a month ago. The NCAA is going to come out in about 3 weeks with an announcement. They're going to have a plan in place for everybody. We have a WAC coaches meeting, I think, next week to kind of like go over some of that stuff as well. But I'm pretty optimistic. I just think the way the testing has improved, throughout the country, the NBA has been a real, leader in that. And I think with some of the stuff they've done in their bubble, I think it's going to start to trickle down to some places. And we're pretty optimistic that we're going to get to play. And we're really hopeful too, because I think we have a really good group. And I'm really excited to hopefully see them out there on the court. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see you guys on the court too, because I think you really do have a really special team coming back and a lot of great returning players. And based on what you did last year, man, we're excited about what the potential looks like for expectations this upcoming year. That is head coach Jarrod Olson, CBU women's basketball. Join us here on the Inland Sports Show. Coach, I always appreciate the time. I think your family's back there saying it's dinner time. Come eat.
They were yelling. I apologize for that. It's just welcome to 2020 in the Zoom interview, right?
Hey,
a little flavor for everything.
We're a family show, and I think we've done multiple interviews where the coach would have their son or daughter like sitting on their lap as we're doing the interview. So it's par for the course right now, so it's all good.
Hey, just keep rolling with it, right?
That is Coach Olson. Join us here on the Inland Sports Show.